Hello. Here I have a big mug of tea. Like, this is how much tea I actually drink. I decided maybe I would make this like a series. Call it Tea with Biscuit. Because Biscuit is one of my nicknames, and tea and biscuits. You know where I'm going there? I don't know. I think let's call this the first episode of Tea with Biscuit. That there might never be an episode 2, but we'll see. Where I'm just gonna talk about something while drinking tea and just sit here and let's hang out for a while. Hi, my name is Grayson. I was just doing a broadcast, and I do broadcasts on now sometimes. I am female to male transgender, so I get a lot of hate for that sometimes, and stuff like that. Little backstory here, I have been told I act a little mature for my age. I don't really get along with people that much younger than me, and I get along best with people who are older than me pretty much. Like 3 years and up, but it tends to older than me. I'm very awkward. Many people on now think I'm a lot older than I am. Most of them say I'm like 17, 18, which isn't too far off. My actual age is 15. But others think I'm a lot older than I am, which kind of happened today on now. This one person was kind of spamming me, and I sort of saw them as a troll, so I didn't really respond, and I was just kind of reading their comments out loud and going like, what do you want from me here? Because this person was coming on right away, right off the bat, saying like, oh, you're disgusting, you are a woman, you'll never be a man, and I'm like used to this shit. So I was just like, alright, cool. You're wrong, but cool. And I was just staying completely chill the whole time because I'm not gonna give this person the big reaction that they wanted out of me. And they kept hating on me, and eventually I was just kind of like, dude, what the fuck do you want from me? Because they kept changing what they were saying. Like, they were going like, you know, I'm not gonna troll you, I promise. I just want to understand what you are. You know, pretty much what I'm saying here is this person was giving me a lot of shit. Constantly, just shit, all these comments, all from this one dude. I forget his name. I forget what his name was. Let's call him Keith? Sure, Keith. Because I actually forgot what his name was. I would have just dropped his name, I don't care. So this guy, his name was Keith, let's say that. And yeah, he just came straight onto my broadcast. He was like, oh damn, you are a woman, why are you ashamed to be a girl, blah blah blah, don't you dare go into a guy's washroom, what's wrong with you, you have a mental illness, oh my god, all this shit. And just the basic shit that you hear all the time. And I was just like, dude, what do you want? Because he kept saying like, yeah, you look like a dude, and good job, man. But then he'd go right back to, but you're not a dude, and you never will. So this guy was giving me very mixed messages, and I was pretty much saying, hey, you can give me shit all you want, but just be clear about it. Like, I don't understand what you're trying to say here. And eventually the topic went on to like, I was like, what are you getting out of this, hating on kids on the internet? Like, I'm a child on the internet, and you're just gonna come and bring me shit? Like, you don't know how that could affect me. Like, personally, I have a lot of shit going on here, but I'm not very sensitive to that kind of thing in particular, because I go on now all the time, especially, I go under the LGBT label, so I get people on there all the time. Like, earlier in the broadcast, I had gotten someone going like, ooh, damn, just coming in here to see who's going to hell today. There were other people on the chat who reported this one guy. But this main guy that I'm talking about, Keith, that's what we're calling him, nobody was really around to report his comments. Like, there are like 6 people around, but like, I was like talking to this guy, whatever. Anyway, this guy didn't get reported. So he was just talking shit, and eventually the topic about like, why are you messing with people on the internet? Like, what do you get out of this? He's like, you ain't no child, ha ha. It's like, you live with your parents probably, don't you? I was like, yes, I do. And then I was like, wait, at what age do you consider a child? Because I just had this moment of like, I'm sorry, you're saying that I'm not a child? How old do you think I am? So I just got really giggly, and I was just like, no, Keith. Tell me right now. Tell me right now. What age do you think I am? Because like he was like 18. 18 is like, you know, once you're 18, you're an adult. You cool. I was like, all right, what age do you think I am? He thought I was 23. So I just kind of laid into the camera and be like, guess what? I'm 15, a child, a minor. And then, like, as soon as he realized that he was harassing a 15-year-old, suddenly this guy completely shifts. It was so dramatic. He was like, oh my god, what? I'm so sorry. Like, he was like, I feel so bad. And he, like, completely shifts for the rest of the broadcast. He wasn't giving me any more hate. He was like, anything I could do to you. And pretty much the entire time, he was just, he felt really bad. And I could, like, at first I thought he was, like, trolling me, like he had been, at least how I thought he had been the entire time. I'm not completely sure, but I was just like, this dude is trying to get a reaction out of me, somehow. And he's like, yeah, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize, dude. And then he was like, yeah, you such a man, you a bro, you always will be. So he was obviously, like, trying to fix himself, which he won't. And I was just kind of, we were talking about it, and how, I was really hoping that he would get a lesson out of what happened today, and that, like, he thought he knew me, like, he saw my face. It's not like most things where you type to someone anonymously online and you don't know who's on the other side of the screen. It could be anyone. Except for, I was explaining to him, even though you saw my face, you don't know who I am, you don't know what's happening in my life, you don't know how this could affect me. And, you know, like, he's lucky that that particular kind of thing doesn't bother me too much anymore, because I'm used to it, kind of desensitized. But, yeah, I was just like, dude, you don't know who's on the other side. That could have seriously affected me. For all you know, I could have turned off the broadcast right there and killed myself. Like, you don't know. Like, he looked at my face, he thought I was 23. Apparently, once I'm 23, that won't hurt me. Even though I don't know, like, what his point was. I was pretty much asking this over and over again, like, what is the point you're trying to make here? Like, I know you're transphobic as shit, as you keep saying here. And he was saying such awful things that I'm used to, but that doesn't mean they aren't awful. And I was just like, what the fuck? Anyway. So then at the end of it, he, like, sort of completely transformed, and he was asking, like, oh, what's your birth name? And, because we were, like, having a conversation through you now. And I was like, you know, that's a topic that I'm not very comfortable about talking about. And, I just really would prefer not to answer that question, and that's something you should respect. And he totally was fine with it. He respected me, and, it's very strange how people can just kind of snap as soon as they realize they're being a total dick. Pretty much, whether I'm 15 or 23, that still doesn't make a difference. If you're being a dick, you're being a dick. You don't know how that could affect somebody who you're talking to. And, he had genuinely changed, like, over and over again. I was telling him, like, you can't just do this to people. You don't know, you never know who you're really talking to. And he had, I believe, well, I don't believe, I have trust issues, but this guy had seemed to actually change, just like during the time of this broadcast, and he had actually learned his lesson, and he was saying, like, how he was not gonna be like that ever again, and he was so sorry, which I still think, like, the fact that I'm 15 shouldn't change whether or not he's transphobic. I mean, people shouldn't be transphobic, obviously, but this piece of shit suddenly transforms into good guy Greg as soon as I mentioned that I'm 15. I didn't really buy that, but I do believe that he did sort of, well, he did actually feel bad about it, and I hope that he did learn a lesson today. But I just thought I'd make a video about that, because I found that very interesting, about how this guy just snapped like that. So yeah, good job, Keith. You're an asshole. Slightly less of an asshole now. And I was explaining to him, just like, I can't change your opinion. You know, your opinions do change, people do change. But I can't guarantee that I've changed him as a person today, obviously. We'll see what this video turns into. I just rambled for 16 minutes. and it's gonna be cut into a video about my experience today that I thought was interesting. So I'm gonna go. I hope Keith is truly a changed man. Somebody's age does not make it okay to be an ass to them. Just be nice to people. Is it that hard? I'm gonna go. This was Tea with Biscuit. Goodbye.